Hey everybody, so I'm gonna have a little chat down here in the workshop. The air is blowing, and the workshop is not a pretty space. But the thing about the workshop, it's the workspace. It's not really a shop. It's just in the basement. But you see all that. This is a place of work, and this isn't okay to have a little chat like this because we're talking about working on yourself. Trying to make justifications, but sometimes this is where I have just quiet and won't disrupt other people. So right now we're going to talk about change and creating change in a way that actually cuts out the noise and the overwhelm of what change can feel like. And these things are as much for me to to remember and focus on more again too, as much as anybody else. But the thing is, so it's true that the present moment is really all we have, and the present moment is the only moment where we have power. And sometimes that's scary because we don't feel power. Sometimes I don't feel powerful at all in the present moment, and we'll talk about that too. But so if you're having a hard time, or you're overwhelmed, or this or that or the other, or just things, whether your thoughts are freaking you out, or your circumstances, you often think about the future and what could happen and how maybe things could get worse, or maybe you're thinking about change in the realm of, okay, I do this all the time, and it's a huge saboteur. It's a huge saboteur. Is you're thinking about okay, I gotta make this change for my health or for my goal. And then you think about the future and well, this day might present this obstacle, and this moment might present this obstacle, and and that just overwhelms your brain. The key with either goal, we're talking about goal achievement now because I kind of moved to that, with goal achievement or just changing your nervous system from thinking about how bad things could go in the future, or this or that or the other, is in the moment, because all you have to do is deal with the moment. The key is to not think about how hard is it going to be on this day, how hard is this situation going to be. If you can simply just tell yourself, I only have to focus on this moment. What do I do in this moment to get me where I want to go? And if you can get your brain to really, really think that way, it really does simplify things down and make things better. So with goals, it's man, we've got the holiday season. I'll have this, and this thing coming up. Or if it's a nutrition change, this could sabotage this could sabotage this. And while you can think a little bit about these things to get good, skillful game plans, that's okay, a little bit here and there, as long as you don't overdo it and obsess like crazy. But you can get good tools thinking that way. If you, okay, well, maybe this could be my strategy, or but use that kind of thinking usefully and productively, instead of doomsday. That's my own word, obviously. I know this. I don't really have horrible grammar. But if you're just going, oh no, how could I ever accomplish this, and you start just doomsdaying, future thinking, that's when it's not productive. But for the most part, if you just go, what in this moment can help me stay on track with who I want to be, and it's always this moment. So as far as overwhelm, and because one more thing, as Dr. Glenn Livingston says, and he talks about binge eating and dealing with shutting that down and stuff like that, and I would apply his his words and counsels to just emotional eating too, and that's why I've read his stuff, is because of emotional eating, for emotional eating tools. But what he says is you don't have to think about the rest of your life, because you're not in the rest of your life right now. You can always make the right choice now. It's easy to make the best choice for you right now, because right now is now. It's small. You just pick now and you make the choice, the right choice for yourself right now. You're not in the future. Why overwhelm yourself? And it makes it so simple for your brain to just be like, okay, this moment I can handle. This moment I can handle. Because our life really is just a series of this moment. What can I do with this moment, this moment, this moment? So if you find yourself, first of all, you need to be in the present moment to tap into your power for change. And if you find yourself, you're spiraling about the past, you're overwhelmed, you're panicking, or you're spiraling about the future, you have to bring yourself in the present moment by being mindful. Focus on the moment. Focus on, how does my body feel? Try to just get out of the thoughts. You can still allow them to bounce in, but don't, trying to push your thoughts away sometimes backfires if you're just trying completely, because then it's like your brain, you feel like you're making a mistake if anything pops in. Let it come and then float by, and then just redirect to the moment just every second you can. Focus on how your body feels. Focus on how your breathing feels. Focus on what you can hear in the moment around you. Focus on your senses and what they are detecting. Focus on even the unpleasant feelings in your body if you're having a hard time, without judgment, just like, oh, this feels like this right now. Do some slow breathing. Focus on your breath. Things like that. Get in the moment. And then you can make decisions, and you can, as far as negativity goes, with if you're experiencing something bad in your life, or you are feeling overwhelmed, or there's thoughts that you're having that are uncomfortable or negative and painful, when you finally get in the present moment and just actually notice what the moment is, you're in a receptive place, and now you can choose to have a present moment process. And if there's troubling things in your mind, you can go, okay, or in your feelings, you can go, okay, now that I'm in the present, how would I like to feel right now? How would I like to feel? And how would I like to think a little bit differently? Is there a way that I can think right now that is more constructive, more positive about the situation? And you get to actively choose better when you're in the present of what you're going to create out of this moment. While it may not be perfect, you can always create something a little bit better by slowing down the thinking. So getting in the moment helps you slow your thinking down, and you can go, okay, so what's a more constructive thought that maybe I could have about this? And what can I do in this exact moment to feel a little more the way that I would like to feel? Because, like I said, the power, really the only great power you have is in the moment. And then just do that every moment. Now, here's another thing. Thinking about the future isn't all bad, and this is a really powerful thing. Visualization in a constructive way is actually a superpower. So you do want to think about the future sometimes within this realm of thinking about the future. Intentional visualization of something that you would like to become, in visualizing who you would actually like to be, how you would like to feel in your future, what you would like to be doing, how it feels, and tapping into how that person that you want to be or that life that you want to have actually feels, and really visualizing these things, the situation in your family, within your work, within your goals. And if you sit there and visualize everything you dream of in depth, and with real feeling on how you want to feel. Your brain actually does not know the difference between, your brain actually really struggles to know the difference between reality and strong visualization. And this can be a scary thing. Never get too scared though, because, because you can be aware of it and just change it. Your brain will try to, after you visualize in a strong, powerful way like this, which is done best when you bring yourself into a very present state, first of all. So it's very helpful to get very present state things by doing those things I said before, and then visualize. It makes it even stronger in a good, quiet place or whatever. And you can do it in small chunks throughout the day too, if that's all you have. Something is always better than nothing. But you can use this very positively, because if you do these positive visualizations of what what you want out of life, and then how you feel, your brain is like, oh, this is what is. So it's going to actually try to get on board in taking actions to actually get you that reality, because it sees you doing that it sees that visualization and those feelings, and is going, this is real, so I'm going to do things to make it real. And it's happening on a subconscious level, that your brain will try to create that for you, because if it thinks it's real, it's going to be on board with, like, we make it real, because it's already real. So negative thoughts, this is why you gotta be so careful with the negative thoughts and try to catch them, is because your brain will, if you tell yourself negative stories, your brain's like, oh, well, this is real, and so we'll just keep going with it. Now, don't get super scared by that, as long as you have awareness and you can just turn it around and go like, okay, well, no, with a bad or negative thought, and just kind of redirect. That's power enough to not make something just come completely your reality. But you can see how this can be so positive with visualization. So if you're thinking about the future and doing it that way, it is very constructive. But once you visualize, move on and be in the present, and imagine, and just be in the moment, thinking, how can I make this moment better? How can I make my thoughts better in this moment? And that is where your power is, with change, with anything. If you made a mistake recently, even just 5 minutes ago, that frustrates you to death, write it off. It's in the past. This is hard. I struggle with this so much, by the way. I'm not a pro. I'm working on it with you. So there you have it.